What's going on, guys? So I did some shopping on Kingdom Fragrance's website the other day, and Steve had Bulgari Man Glacial Essence. I've been wanting to get that one. I've been wanting to check off Missoni Parfum off the list for a while. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and then he has the new Castle collection. For those of you that have been keeping an eye on what Kingdom Fragrance has been doing, and I have two of their fragrances that are specific to this niche section of Kingdom Fragrance's website. So we're going to go through all four of these, see what they're worth. If they're worth, spending the money, do they smell great? Do they smell okay? Are they sample only? Let's go through the motions and we'll rate everything at the end. So stay tuned. So first and foremost, Steve always writes a nice little note. Ross, thank you so much as always for your continued support. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the two new items from the Castle collection. Make sure your viewers know about your 15% off code TLTG15 for 15% off the Castle collection. Steve, so I'll have that on screen and in the description for you guys. That code doesn't go for everything stocked in Kingdom Fragrances. It's only for fragrances that are in the Castle collection. Brands like Kieran NYC, Michael Malone, and so on, and including these OG fragrances, which, like I said, we'll get to those in a little bit. But first and foremost, the one I'm most excited about is Bulgari Man Glacial Essence. I love my share of freshies. I'm a sucker for light blue fragrances. I've never smelled this one before. I've been wanting to get my hands on it. Steve had it for a pretty good price. It's not super cheap or anything, but more on the affordable side overall. Supposedly supposed to replicate kind of like mountain air and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll definitely check it out. I have several fragrances in the Bulgari Man collection. That is beautiful. That's a beauty. The sky blue tinted glass, clear juice, white plastic with silver print, brushed nickel look to the cap, even though it's plastic. Still has that brushed look. Atomizer's already turned on. For those of you that don't know, you can close the atomizer and open the atomizer. So I don't have anything on my forearms or hands. So let's get two good sprays. See what we're working with here. We'll give it a second. Kind of fan some of this alcohol off. Smells a little fruity, very ozonic and fresh out in the air. A little bit of a minty green feel. Not a heavy minty green feel, just a little bit. Definitely very airy and ozonic. Doesn't come across as very watery and aquatic. A little bit of a watery tone, but not heavy. A nice citrus feel that's not too sharp, not too tart. But it's definitely bright and airy. It doesn't remind me too much of the original Bulgari Man, which has been a long time since I've smelled that. As far as the Man line, I have Man Extreme, Man in Black, Man Black Orient, Man Black Cologne, and then now this. And I think that's all of the ones I have from the line. Don't get me wrong, got a bunch of good ones from the line, but far from all of them. There's a nice woody feel to this fragrance. It's still airy, it's a very airy scent. There's some sort of air they're trying to replicate here, and I get that. It makes sense. Glacial, you're thinking icy, and there's a little bit of a minty feel, so that kind of plays into it a little bit. There's also a really nice woody tone to this fragrance. It screams summertime. Definitely a hot weather fragrance. And it's actually pumping pretty good off of my hand. Granted, it's a fresh two sprays. An hour from now, that may not be the case. I don't know. I'll do a full review on this one. I bought this to do a full review on. I've got a lot of new fragrances in recently, so it's not at the top of the list right now, but I will get to this one sooner rather than later. It's nice and fresh. Nothing groundbreaking or remarkably unique and new. but it is very enjoyable. I think I paid right around 60, 70 bucks for it, if I remember correctly. And maybe I don't necessarily feel like it's worth that, honestly. Maybe wait for it to drop a little bit more. But I don't know. Then again, because it is pretty damn nice. I've paid 60, 70 bucks for other fragrances that I don't dig as much as I'm digging this one. Sample it first if you can. Grant, I rolled the dice. I blind buy so you don't have to most of the time, you know? I am digging this though. We'll do ratings at the end, but let's pull the notes on this up on this one. All right, so I have it on screen for you guys. So top notes are juniper, ginger, and geranium. So there's my mintiness with geranium. Bright and crisp from the ginger. Juniper berry, give that gin hit. It's airy. It's aromatic. That makes sense. Heart notes of sandalwood, orris concrete. Interesting. And artemisia. I don't really get much orris. Base notes of Nootka cypress, clearwood, and musk. And I believe this clearwood note, it shows a trademark logo. I believe it's very specific to a certain house or a certain flavor house that can use this exclusively. I want to say it's Givaudan. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have the information directly in front of me. But that's probably what gives this airy, woody feel. It's very present. That's got to be the note that's dominating this fragrance, because I've said multiple times there's a nice light woody feel here and something making it very airy and ozonic. That has to be the note doing it. That has to be the note that's causing this. The juniper made sense, the geranium, the ginger, all of that makes sense. Sandalwood, I don't really get much creaminess here. Orris, it's not really all that powdery, maybe ever so slight, but artemisia, I can get a little bit of that. But it's mostly this muskiness, clearwood, the geranium cypress combo, minty green fresh, but it's not too much of either. Nothing's really too much outside of this clearwood note being the clear-cut dominating note in this fragrance. But it's very, very nice. The bottle is absolutely stunning if you're a fan of blue, especially lighter blues. And it's a very bright, airy, refreshing summertime scent that smells a little bit dense, like it may have some decent performance here. It is an eau de parfum concentration, but that doesn't guarantee anything. It's just an eau de parfum concentration. It's getting even better as it dries. This is solid, guys. This is solid. Like I said, try it. I don't know if I would call it blind buy safe in the $60 to $70 range, unless it just seems like something you'd really enjoy, which that was the case for me. But try to sample this if you can. Get a carded sample online or something like that before you roll the dice on it. Because this may be a little too boring for some, but for me, there's something a little bit different about it. It's got to be this clear wood, that airy, woody feel. But it's not crazy groundbreaking. Oh my God, I've never smelled a freshie like this before. So it's not that. All right, so far so good. Now we're going to roll into Missoni Parfum pour Homme. I've always found that to be an interesting name, Parfum pour Homme, because it's not a parfum. As you can see clear as day at the bottom, it is an eau de parfum. It's not confusing for me, but I can see how that could be confusing for some. Because they'll say, no, it's a parfum. And no, it's not a pure parfum concentration. It's an eau de parfum. So it's weird the way they branded it and marketed it. Maybe it has the richness and smell of a parfum. I don't know. I want to say I've smelled this one before, and I don't remember specifically, but here we go. They have beautiful heavyweight bottles, magnetic caps. This is a gunmetal cap. Gotta love that. Gotta love it. Let's give it a spray. See just how much it reminds me of Bleu de Chanel. I'm going to do another half spray. It's pressure sensitive, so you can control it. I definitely get Bleu de Chanel vibes in this opening. It has that grapefruit, that very familiar grapefruit. Not exactly the same, but I can see why people compare it to Bleu de Chanel. Citrus really stands out. There's something a little smoky here. I don't think there's incense in here. If I remember correctly, because I've looked at the note breakdown before, I want to say there's birch that provides the smokiness versus Bleu de Chanel having actual frankincense. There's definitely that dark nuance. It smells a little patchouli-ish, earthy patchouli type of smell. Like, this definitely isn't spot on Bleu de Chanel. It's similar. There's no denying the similarities, but it's not a one-to-one copy. Just like with Missoni Wave. It's not exactly Chanel Allure Homme Sport. It's not exactly Versace Pour Homme, but you smell both fragrances in it. Yeah, this is darker and smokier. Like, it's transitioning pretty quickly into a earthy, dark, nuanced citrus fragrance. Like, it's still citrus based, but it's very dark at the same time. Honestly, this smells a little bit dressier than Bleu de Chanel. Not the Parfum, but the EDT and the EDP, which those dress up just fine too. But this smells a little bit more serious and dressy than the EDT and the EDP of Bleu de Chanel. I think it's because it's so dark. If performance is even 6 hours and a good solid hour and a half of projection, I'm more than happy with this. It smells like that won't be a problem. I mean, I get better than that out of the Wave flanker, you know? This is nice. This is really nice. I paid right around 40 bucks from Steve. 30 something dollars, I think, is what, yeah, I think it was 30 something dollars. 37 maybe? 36.98. I forgot exactly how much. It was right about there for a 100 ml. It's a good price. Can't go wrong there. Yeah, citrus. I want to say there's some birch, a little bit of a patchouli smell. Let's pull it up. Okay, so the citrus that I'm getting, I'll have the notes on screen. Top says lime leaf, lime, pink grapefruit, and spike lavender. So you definitely get this grapefruit lavender combo. The mid is Mediterranean herbs, ginger, jasmine, and pomerose. I don't know what pomerose is. Base of patchouli. There we go. I smelled patchouli the whole way. Sandalwood, oak. That's helping provide that darker nuance. The oak. There is birch, like I thought, and musk. So the oak is a bit of a darker wood, too. It's got almost a, I don't want to say burnt wood type of smell to it, because that's not accurate. That's not really what I'm trying to articulate. It's hard to describe. Oak is very distinctive. When there's oak in a fragrance, it kind of stands out most of the time. The citruses here are doing justice. It does come across a little limey, but the pink grapefruit definitely outshines any of this lime situation going on. A lot of lavender as it's starting to settle, but a lot of birch and patchouli here, for sure. I get a lot of birch and patchouli, and I think that's what's giving that slightly more serious edge to it, in my opinion, for what I'm smelling over Bleu de Chanel EDT and EDP. Smells pretty robust. Like, there's a thickness to the scent. So it's probably going to perform pretty well. Just based off of this and the thickness of the aroma, I'm willing to bet this is going to go every bit of 8 hours on my skin, possibly more. But I feel safe in assuming that. I'll be surprised if I don't get more out of it. Again, I'll do a full review on this one at some point. I did buy it to do a review on, and because I've been wanting to get it for a couple of years now. It's been on the bucket list. This is actually really nice. Yeah, I understand the hype behind it. I get it. It's a solid fragrance, and now I have both Missoni fragrances. All right, now getting into this first of the two from the Castle collection. Gotta love how Steve's upgraded the packaging. Kingdom Fragrances on the sticker. Let me try to get this off without damaging anything, Slide this ribbon off. Gotta love the attention to detail in the presentation. Definitely doing very well with that, Steve. So here we go. They have a wax seal holding it. Mirko Buffini is the brand. Fire End series. This is called Gods. It's an eau de parfum. I am not familiar with the brand at all. If I get it to focus, that would be great. 30 ml. All right, had to grab my knife real quick because that wax seal is definitely doing its job and holding down the fort here and keeping it sealed. Wax seal is no joke, seriously. Comes with a little card. Has the notes on it for gods, and on the back of it tells a little bit of a story. Firenze, the olfactory excellence of the eau de parfum fragrance is created by Mirko Buffini Firenze, results from the respect of the dictates conceived and processed in the Florentine perfumery tradition, and from the rigorous mixing of selected natural essences. Exclusive, intense, and seductive fragrances make you keenly aware of the quality and the brand embellished in its own olfactory workshop. Mirko Buffini Firenze, your contemporary olfactive culture. Okay. Heart notes and it's double heart notes. Oh, head notes, I'm sorry. I saw an HE. Head notes, which is the top, bergamot, nutmeg, black pepper. The hearts, orris, suede, and vetiver. Base of cedarwood, incense, and musk. Ooh. Okay, so this one sounds interesting. This one sounds like it might be kind of sexy. Love the color of the bottle. Look at that color. Look at this color. It's almost like a brown bronze. Brown meets bronze type of color. Stickers on the bottom. This is nice. It shows a click collar, but it just holds snugly. Okay. Ooh, sprayed right away. Good atomizer. Damn good atomizer. Ooh. That is seductive. And I can tell you now that it's probably the incense that's making the vetiver come across earthy like this, but it's a lot of vetiver. This is a vetiver fragrance. Wow, it's fiery, hot, spicy. I've never smelled anything like this before. First sniff is holy shit, wow. I have to say, I'm shocked here. There's a lot of nutmeg here. Is that pepper? There is black pepper. I don't get any bergamot. I'm getting tons of orris, suede, vetiver, incense, and pepper. All of that's hitting me at once. It's almost an olfactory overload. It really heightens the senses and heightens your awareness. When you smell it, it's like an eye-opening scent. Wow, this is like a fiery type of spice to it. Fiery is the main word that comes to mind when I smell this. It's stout, but very airy. It's bright. It's warm, very, very warm, spicy, smoky, earthy, woody, but still very bright and airy. The way this blend was done makes it very airy in the top. Wow, this is going to grab attention. This is strong. You don't need a lot of sprays of this. This is strong, guys. Wow, this is top tier. Shit. Sorry for all the saying shit over and over, guys. I'm taken back by this fragrance. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't. These two fragrances, Steve threw these in for me to review as just a nice little gift he sent to me. I purchased Masoni Wave and Bulgari Man Glacial Essence, and this is just... I can't help but think, wow, every time I go back to my wrist and smell it. Guys, this screams head turner. A little bit of a show out type of fragrance. This will grab people. There's no doubt in my mind, this is a fragrance that will grab people. This stuff is something else. It's oddly addictive and strange at the same time. But it's very potent. But I don't feel like it's an overwhelming... Because for as strong as it is, the airiness of the blend, for it not being so thick and robust in the scent profile, I don't think it's overwhelming because it's so airy. If it was a thick smell, the way it is, this dark and spicy type of fragrance, it might be cloying and overwhelming if you spray too much. This is a spicy delight right here. This is a dressy fragrance. There's nothing casual about this. This is something I would wear to special events, out to dinner. This is an impression-making fragrance right here. You will make a statement with this. This is an impressive fragrance. Mirko Buffini, Fire Ends, Gods. I have really high hopes for whatever the other one is. Whew. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Get a sample. They have discovery sets for this brand on Steve's website. Get a discovery set. This is a wow fact. This is a stunner right here. Gods. I'm still blown away. I know we're moving on here, but it's settling down. It's a little creamier and smoother, but that opening, that opening's graphic. It's intense. That's an intense opening. And for being so airy, that's what's surprising about it. It's a damn good fragrance. That one's one everybody should try. If you like dark and spicy, it's still airy. Crazy how airy it is. So I have high hopes for this one. The first one wowed me. So this is OG. Mirko Buffini, Fire Ends, however you want to say it. There we go. The wax seal. Everything's the same. So I'm going to cut that wax seal so it opens nice and easy for me. All right. Let's take a look at the notes here. Head notes, ginger and black pepper. Heart notes, incense and violet. Base notes, leather accord and oud. Ooh, okay, so there's spices, there's smokiness. There's a different floral. Instead of orris, now it's violet. And then we got leather and oud in the base this go round. All right. Have a feeling this is going to be a bit more animalic and robust because it's leather and oud. Because based on the quality and just the flat out shock factor of the first one, I'm expecting this one to like blow my nose apart. I really am. All right. I have high hopes here, guys. I'm hoping to be wowed again. Okay. Paintbrush it. Ooh, it's a lot of oud. Ooh, but it's smooth. A lot of leather. I get a lot of oud, but leather even more so. This opening is straight, buttery leather. It's not as animalic as I thought. It's still a little animalic, but it's not rough and tumble. It's not an edgy leather. There's definitely some peppery spice here kind of supporting it. It's not too much in your face, big blast of pepper. The first one was a blast of pepper. This is another one that is a show out. These are both night out statement makers. This is more daring than the first one because it's a leather oud combo. There's animalics here. Because even though I think there actually is incense. Because I was going to say it's got a very smoky leather type of smell. There is incense, okay. Because it's got a smoky leather, smoky oud type of smell. Damn. I'm trying to really find the way to articulate this best for you guys to understand what I'm smelling. One thing I will say, for the love of God, if anything I'm saying, I'm not trying to be overzealous here, guys. This is genuine reactions. I had no idea what to expect when I opened the box and saw that he sent these. And so I went to the website and saw that he has discovery sets for them. Might need to get a discovery set and try these. I need to get a discovery set and try the other fragrances because this is 2 for 2. It's so smoky. It doesn't have the same incense smell. I'm not saying it's not the same incense oil, but the combination, because there's got to be this, either the oud or the leather or potentially a combination of both is enhancing the smokiness, and it's more of a darker burning smoke type of smell. It's a smoky leather with a supportive oud. It's not a stinky oud at all. It's so smooth. Smooth and buttery, but still smoky, dark and animalic. This is another intensely satisfying aroma. Intense is a great word to put in there too, because it's strong. This is a more robust and thick aroma than the first one. The first one's more airy. This one's thicker. This one's going to be closer to the vest after about 2 hours, I would say, because it's definitely very strong right now. I'm not getting any anosmia. My nose isn't wearing out from these fragrances. I don't know if it's because of the quality, because there's a lot of spiciness going on here. But because there's no modern day synthetics in here, I don't really see myself getting too much olfactive fatigue from this. I don't foresee that being an issue because it's staying so strong as I'm consistently smelling this. Oh, it's just getting smoother and smoother as it calms down more and more. OG is just as good. Damn. I mean, like I said, I had no idea what to expect when I saw these were in the package. See, that's becoming more vetiver, more of an earthy, woody vetiver. So vetiver lovers, spicy vetiver lovers, will like gods. Leather aficionados, people that are fans of leather fragrances, OG is the one for you. It's so smoky and like the leather's almost becoming creamy. Like there's nothing creamy about these notes either. Well, ginger. Ginger can be a little creamy sometimes, but ginger and black pepper, the mids incense and violet, the base is leather accord and oud. And whatever they use to make this leather accord, it's a buttery leather. I'm starting to think now that it's calming down and it's getting smoother, I'm starting to think the animalic tone is from the oud because the leather is so buttery smooth. But it's still a smoky, rich leather. Shit, this is good, guys. This is really good. Let's give all these fragrances some ratings. Okay, so starting with the first fragrance, which was Bulgari Man Glacial Essence. It's just a beautiful, fresh, airy, ozonic fragrance. Nothing groundbreaking, but very enjoyable. Been a little while since it's been on my hand. And it's not calming down greatly. I think this is very good. I really do like it. It's not blowing me away, but it's a very good scent, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think that's a good rating for it. It's one I'll definitely get plenty of wear out. I'm going to do a full review sooner rather than later. Just going to take a little bit of time. I have other fragrances I'm working on reviews for currently, but this is definitely a really nice fragrance. This was the main target in this shopping haul. Missoni Parfum pour Homme. Been wanting to check this one off the want list for a long time now. Definitely smooth, juicy fruit, but more dark and smoky and earthy than I anticipated it to be. Well, more so than Bleu de Chanel EDT and EDP, I think. You definitely get the incense in both of those, but the patchouli, I think, stands out a little bit more with the birch here, since it's birch wood instead of incense. I'm definitely digging this one. I don't think it's crazy good, but I think it's better than good. I definitely think it's better than good. This one is a 6.5 out of 10. Now, that is subject to change as I spend more time with it. I'm going to do a full review on this one as well. That has potential to go higher, but at the very least, I can say it's better than good in this first impression rating. Now, in regards to Mirko Buffini OG's The Gods fragrance, this is a stunner. And look, I'm not the biggest vetiver dominant fragrance guy, but this one's really good. This one wowed me from the start. This is a great fragrance. A great fragrance. The opening is phenomenal on this fragrance. And as it settles down, it becomes more of a smoky vetiver type of fragrance because there's a lot of incense, a lot of vetiver really based around... It's based around vetiver at the end of the day. And this is rare for me, but I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I think this is a great fragrance. It wowed me from the start. Yes, the opening is better than the early stages of the dry down for me because there was so much beautiful spice, pepper, and nutmeg, and it was fiery and just provocative. It's a very provocative opening. Definitely a good show out, especially in the early stages. And finally, OG. Mirko Buffini OG. This is one of the better leather fragrances I've ever smelled. This is a pure olfactive joy. This fragrance is outstanding. It is a 9 out of 10.
What?
This stuff is great. Leather fragrance lovers should get their nose on this. This is the one in the video. Granted, we're hot weather now. It's all about freshies for the most part. There's no denying. When something's a show out, something is a show out. God's was really, really good. It was a great experience in the opening. The dry down is still very good. But this has been nothing short of amazing in my short time during this little period of time in this video that I've been spending with this fragrance. I'm super impressed by it. Next dinner date, I'm rocking this one because my wife loves leather and does not mind oud as long as it's not the, stinkier side of oud, which this is not. It's smooth and lightly animalic and is helping provide some smokiness, I think, to this leather to go with the incense. OG, this is the one in the video.
Okay!
Well, that's my first impressions on all 4 of these fragrances. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried any of these? What do you think about the 2 designers? What about the 2 niche fragrances? Have any of you tried any of the fragrances from Mirko Buffini? And the Mirko Buffini Firenze is technically the full name. And this is God's and OG. They have me so intrigued. I want to get a discovery set for the brand and try more offerings from the brand because these are showstoppers thus far. I'm not the biggest vetiver guy, especially earthy vetivers, but God's is extremely impressive with one of the best spicy openings I've ever smelled. And then OG just, it's great from start to finish. There's nothing I don't like. There's nothing I don't love about that fragrance. I couldn't tell you the last time I gave a 9 out of 10, especially in the first impressions. That got a 9 out of 10. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 4 and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. They're all really good. Have a good one, guys.